Okay, so today I want to sit down and talk about the Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set, because this is one of those products that looks really impressive in the pictures, but I wanted to understand what you're actually getting and how practical it is once you start using it at home. So in this review, I'm going to walk you through the features, the materials, what comes in the package, how the detachable design works, how you take care of it, and how it compares with a more traditional comforter set. And I think the first thing we need to talk about in this Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set review is what you actually get, because this is a complete 6-piece set. You get one comforter, one detachable fluffy blanket, 2 pillowcases, and 2 pillow shams. That's 6 coordinated pieces altogether. For the queen size, the comforter and detachable fluffy blanket are listed at 90 by 90 inches. The pillowcases are 20 by 26 inches, and the pillow shams are 20 by 26 inches with an additional 2-inch border. I really wanted to clarify that in this review because when somebody says comforter set, that can mean very different things depending on the product. With the Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set, you're getting more than just a comforter and a couple of pillow covers. The detachable fluffy blanket is actually one of the principal components of the design, and honestly, that's where this gets interesting. The Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set has a 2-in-1 construction, which means you can use the comforter and fluffy blanket together, or you can detach the fluffy layer and use the pieces separately. I think that flexibility is probably the biggest difference when I compare this with a conventional comforter. A traditional comforter generally gives you one primary layer, and that's essentially the configuration you're working with. Here, you have the ability to modify the setup depending on how you want your bed to feel or look. And visually, I like what that detachable layer does, because it gives the bed that plush, dimensional, almost luxury hotel appearance without having to search for another blanket that coordinates with everything else. Now, for this Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set review, I also wanted to look closely at the material. Both the comforter and fluffy blanket layers are made from 100% polyester, and the product information lists OECO-TEX certification. I do want to make an important distinction here. I wouldn't automatically describe the product as hypoallergenic simply because it has that certification, because the information I'm working from doesn't specifically make that claim. I think that's important when doing a review, because I'd rather tell you exactly what the product information says than add benefits that aren't actually stated. Now let's talk about something that becomes very important, about 5 minutes after you spill something on beautiful new bedding. How do you wash it? The Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set is machine washable. The care instructions specify washing in cold water with gentle detergent, avoiding bleach, and tumble drying on low. And here's another advantage of the detachable construction. The layers can be separated for cleaning. That's something I appreciate because bedding can look absolutely magnificent when it's new, but eventually it has to function in a real home. You're going to sleep in it, move it around, wash it, and remake the bed. Practical maintenance matters. Another question I wanted to answer in this review is whether it shrinks. The available information describes the bedding as pre-washed and designed to minimize shrinkage. Personally, I would still follow the recommended care instructions. Cold water, gentle detergent, no bleach, tumble dry low. There's no reason to complicate it. Now, how heavy is the Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set? The Queen Set information lists the complete package at approximately 10.9 pounds. But weight and warmth are subjective, so I wouldn't tell you that a particular weight is automatically ideal for everyone. Some people love an enveloping, cozy bedding experience, while others prefer something much lighter. And that leads naturally into another question I see frequently in bedding reviews. What if you're a hot sleeper? The Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set is polyester, and based on the information available, I wouldn't present this as a specialized active cooling comforter. What you do have is flexibility. Because the fluffy blanket is detachable, you're not necessarily committed to using both layers together all the time. If specialized cooling technology is your main priority, however, I would compare this with products specifically designed and marketed for that purpose. And I think comparisons like that make a review much more useful. I don't need every product to be the best product ever. I want to understand what makes it different. Compared with a conventional one-piece comforter, the Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set gives you a comforter plus a detachable fluffy blanket, along with 2 pillowcases and 2 pillow shams. That 6-piece configuration creates a more coordinated setup, while the detachable design gives you another level of versatility. That doesn't automatically make it better for every person. It simply means you have more configuration options. If you like layered bedding, coordinated bedroom styling, and the ability to separate the main layers, I can understand why this design would be appealing. If you're looking exclusively for the lightest possible comforter or specialized cooling materials, then naturally you would compare other options. Another question I wanted to cover in this Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set review is sizing. The product information lists several size options, including Twin or Twin XL, Full, Queen, Oversized Queen, King, California King, and Oversized King, along with different colors. Of course, I would always confirm the current Amazon listing before ordering, because sizes, colors, pricing, specifications, and availability can change. So after going through everything, I think the part of the Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set that stands out most to me is really the combination of the 6-piece configuration and the detachable design. You're getting 1 comforter, 1 detachable fluffy blanket, 2 pillowcases, and 2 pillow shams. And I like that the main layers don't have to remain together all the time. That makes the set feel a little more adaptable than a conventional comforter, and I think that's probably the best way to finish this review. When I'm looking at bedding, I don't just want something that looks impressive in a photograph. I want to understand what happens when you actually start living with it, washing it, separating the layers, making the bed, and using it every day. The Bedsure Gentle Soft 2-in-1 Queen Comforter Set has some thoughtful details that make more sense once you understand how the complete 6-piece setup works. Everyone has different sleeping preferences, different bedrooms, and different ideas of what feels comfortable, but at least now we've gone through what comes with it, how the detachable design works, what it's made from, how you care for it, and how it compares with a more conventional comforter. And really that's what I wanted to share with you in this review.